What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning to another episode of Right on Cue Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Logan Chestnut, El Jefe, or Right on Cue. And then joining me tonight, my barbecue brother, Mr. Keaton Helms of Cook Shack Barbecue. What's up, Cracker?
Oh, man. Hey, I am just living life large right now. I spent the day catering a local event, and it was an absolute blast. I haven't cooked that much chicken in a really long time. I think we ended up cooking over 200 pounds of chicken breasts, and I'm worn out, man. I'm ready to hang out with you for the next hour to 3 hours, depending on how long this show goes.
That's fair. That's fair. No, 200 pounds of chicken breast. That's a lot of boobies, man.
Oh, dude, tons of chicken titties, and you know what? I only overcooked like 5 or 6 of them. No, man, give me more credit for that. 5 or 6. There were only 2 or 3 oh shit moments. You know what I mean?
Did you grill it or smoke them?
So I put them on my Black Warrior smoker, my Apache, and I just used charcoal on it. I tried my very best to get that thing up to 400 degrees, and I hovered around 375 the entire cook. So, I mean, you could call it grilled chicken. It was cooked indirect. It was almost like cooking on a pellet smoker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say this, when it comes to chicken, especially chicken breast, I don't like chicken breast smoked. I definitely like that direct fire charcoal kiss onto the chicken breast.
It was, I will say this, there was a decent amount of char, which I enjoy.
Was that char or carousel from the dirty grates that are on the pit?
First off, it was char. I clean my grills. Don't you? You're a troll.
I'm sure it's spotless, clean. Health department, checked.
If the health department came in, I would get an A rating every time.
A minus.
No, A++. I strive for excellence, buddy. Don't you do that to me.
I strive for excellence. I rarely achieve it, but I always strive for it. No, man, it's I'm the same way. I got home. I've been cooking a lot of salmon. I'm trying to go on that fat boy diet, man. I'm trying to eat a lot of like leaner proteins and
so Bobby. You doing Mediterranean?
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, dude, I love Mediterranean food. Honest to God, it's one of my favorite types of cuisine, Mediterranean food, just because it's like grilled. You can always grill whatever protein it is, and it's always healthy. You don't feel like crap afterwards. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my fried chicken, but man, if I could eat like fresh seafood and Mediterranean food all the time, oh, dude, sign me up.
Fish, I'm not against it.
You live in Mississippi. How do you?
I live like 2 miles away from the Gulf. I'm not knocking fish, but at the same time, it's not my first choice. And it might not even be my second choice.
Dude, that's
I'll eat it if it's in front of me. I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna go to the. All right. I cook salmon. I like tuna. I really like redfish a lot. I just don't get it a whole lot. So, maybe I'm wrong for doing that. I apologize. It's my fault. Shame on me.
Dude, what's up, Jesse? Man, I have been trying my damnedest to me and my wife have been married 12 years, and I love seafood. And I've been trying 12 years. I finally got her where she's starting to eat some seafood. Of me guilting her into trying different stuff like branzino and just like tuna and salmon, and I love redfish. Like redfish is one of my all-time favorite fish because you
put enough butter on it, man. It tastes.
Paula Deen, baby, putting up butter on that thing.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Clog them arteries. No. I love all that kind of food, but man, I'm here in Nashville, which we have, and I hate. I'm gonna get kicked out of the state. I don't like catfish. I'm saying catfish is trash fish. It's such a bad. AJ's is delicious. I will say that, but 99% of the catfish I've had in my life has been garbage.
It's got to be cooked right. It does have to be cooked right. Me personally, I like my catfish soaked in crispy for sure. But I like to soak mine in buttermilk. And do you like a thin, crispy cornmeal batter?
This is breaking my heart tonight. I live up in the Northeast with the freshest of fresh fish, and I'll pass on all of it. Shame on you. Shame on your family. Shame.
Shame.
No,
Oh well.
it's delicious, man. I tell you, I could give up red meat and pork if I had access to
That's blasphemy.
reasonably priced seafood.
No way.
Dude, I like that. I like that seafood fresh from the Gulf. That you had just the hint of petroleum on the afterplay.
Just a hint.
Just a hint of petroleum.
Just
But
a
you know,
hint.
dude, good thing about the seafood, and you're talking about chicken breasts. You know my favorite smoker I have or cooker I have to cook that on?
What?
The Weber kettle, man.
Weber kettle. You know what? Direct heat. You get a great char. Convection oven almost.
It's so good. And like I said, I love it's simple. It's the OG, but it's hard to beat the flavor. Like my wife got me one of the red, white, and blue, the American flag one last year for Father's Day, and I've been wearing that thing out when it comes to like cooking because I don't have my big smokers here at my rental house. So, dude, we've been putting some work on that bad boy. Putting some work on that bad boy. It is the gateway drug of expensive content.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, it is the gateway drug of cooking. But, man, our guest tonight, speaking of Weber kettles, man, our guest tonight, he knows a thing or two about them, man. He is a savant, a master. Some may even say a ninja. So I'm excited to introduce our guest tonight. Oh, he could be the master. I'll be the grasshopper of this lovely thing for Weber Cooking. But without further ado, welcome to the show tonight, Mr. Brandon Williams, aka the Weber Ninja. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? Appreciate the opportunity to be on with y'all and chat it up tonight.
Absolutely, man. So happy to have you on, and it was a pleasure meeting you down in Memphis. They're the two-time world champ Heath Riles crew holding it down. And I didn't want to say it out loud to most people, but between me and you, I know it was all you. I know it was you doing all the stuff behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible. I was kidding with y'all before the show. We could spend an hour talking about that experience. It was pretty neat. I mean, it was about a 30-man team, and so I was one little part of a big team, and being that one little part was more incredible than anything I've ever won by myself. I'll tell you that. It was. I mean, getting on stage, not number one, but to win the whole thing looked like a Ozfest concert. People everywhere out there. I mean, it was absolutely bonkers.
I was out there cheering, screaming, crying.
Yeah,
we
all got the
fireworks. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm so mad I left before the awards.
Logan wasn't there. Don't let Logan say he was there for the awards because he wasn't. He left.
I did. No, well, like my daughter was getting baptized the next day, so I had to make sure I was the only thing that could bring me home from the award show at Memphis in May. And then, of course, what happens whenever you leave a contest? You get a call. And so my team got to walk the stage and get the trophy in ribs. And all three of us here, man, we all got trophies and ribs at Memphis in May this year. So it was special, man. It was cool. It was a great seeing everybody. I mean, you're in the barbecue community. Memphis in May, it's almost like a family reunion. It's a competition. It's a freak show, but it's also a big reunion for a lot of people who don't get to see people throughout the year from all over the country. Was that kind of similar experience for you? I know Heath kind of had y'all under ball and chain down there because I mean y'all were pumping out food like nobody's business, and y'all it's a well-oiled machine down there.
We did. It was neat. I mean, there's a lot of people that I've never met in person that I've followed and gotten to know. I'd consider them friends, and then obviously seeing some people that I know but don't get to see a lot, like you mentioned. But yeah, you're correct. So we got there Wednesday night and had some festivities, the Parade of Champions and all that. But then the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we served 7,500 paper boats of barbecue samples. We were just slinging them, burning them and turning them, getting people to try everything, and it was a lot of work. But it was hard to explain to people that don't do this or haven't been a part of it. But like Saturday was a 20-hour day. Didn't even realize it till I got home on Sunday and took a 4-hour nap. But I was like, man, why am I so tired? But it was. We did have a busy time, but it was. I'd do it all over again. I hope I have the opportunity to go out there again next year. That's for sure.
I hope the weather's the same as this year, man. It was awesome. The weather was
perfect.
Yeah, next year, Brandon, me and you gotta grab some cigars and some whiskey and go hang out for Fraternity Row over there where Keaton was, there by the lawn, man. That place at night reminded me of my college days, man. That place was rocking.
Hey, so our Heath had his tent. I mean, it was a big monstrosity. You were over there hanging, but then the service tent that we served the public food out of, it was literally next door to the cigars. And when I got home, my wife asked me, "Do I want to know how many cigars you smoked?" And I said, "Probably not." But we had a great time. I mean, it's just like there was always something to celebrate,
Always, man. Hell, it's a good vacation for me. I was just loving life, taking a break away from it. But speaking of barbecue and good experiences, man. For the people who don't know you or are not as familiar with you, kind of give me the 10-cent tour of who you are and how you became kind of known as the Weber Ninja.
So, man, I've always enjoyed barbecuing and doing different things, but at some point, you figure out there's a whole underworld of Weber grills and Weber people. We're all nuts, and I just made it a mission to learn how to cook. I mean, awesome steaks to a brisket on one and everywhere in between, and then lots of different Webers. It'd be embarrassing. We were talking about your whiskey collection earlier. If you knew about my Weber collection, you'd be somewhat concerned for me. But I like to cook everything on those. At one point during COVID, I decided, hey, you know what? I cook anyway. I'm going to start making some videos, and I started a Instagram page, and I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a long, long time, like almost 15 years. And then, that's where the ninja part came from. And then I liked Weber Grill, so it just came. That's how the name came up. A lot of people don't know that. I just posted something about it not too long ago. So that's where the name came from. On my, I do Instagram, TikTok, and a little bit on Facebook, not a ton, but focus mainly on barbecuing. Do a lot of steak cook-offs. I do a lot of bourbon and cigar content as well, kind of backyard type stuff, and it's just my creative outlet, man. It's just fun. I like editing videos as much as I like making ribs.
Oh yeah,
dude, you and me both.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun, man.
So what is it about we were talking, joking before we introduced you, like the Weber kettle is kind of the gateway drug of barbecue and outdoor grilling. What is it you think that is so nostalgic and so, just American about the actual Weber kettle?
I mean, if you're watching a TV show or a movie or something with a backyard or some cooking, that's what's on there. It's just iconic. It's just what it's a pretty standard grill. It's the best value out there. So you don't have to have a big rig or anything like that. So I think it's pretty reasonable for all different ways of cooking and everything. So I think that's just part of it. It's part of American history. It's iconic, and they've gotten better and better over the years. And that's just part of the deal. Another thing to follow up on your original question, I forgot to tell you, during that COVID time, somehow I got connected with Weber, and I've been on the Friends of Weber team, and that's really made it even worse. I've got all kinds of stuff now, and pellet grill. I'm a reformed pellet grill hater. With that sear wood, it's bad to the bone. Like, there's all kinds of cool stuff. But so anyway, that was a long answer, wrapping back around to your initial one. But all those things, man, just freaking awesome. It's a great brand, and I live it, and it's part of my shtick on social media too.
Hey, it's good, man. It's good to be like, kind of find your niche and go with it. Weber kettle, it's great because everybody, like you said, it's very accessible and pretty inexpensive. When it comes to like some of these intro of quality grills, obviously you can get the Kroger special or whatever and get those like cheap little $90 one. But the Weber kettles, there is a subculture. It's like Big Green Egg. They got the Egg Fest and stuff like that. Like Weber kettle guys are just some die hard Weber kettle dudes, and I'm here for it. I think it's awesome.
Like if I'm doing I mentioned steak cook-offs, do a bunch of those. Not as many these days, but I have in the past. But if there's a local cook-off, typically it comes with a cooking for the public component. So I've got the Weber Ranch kettle. It's the Mac Daddy of the lineup, 37-inch diameter. It's the crowd pleaser, man. I throw 40 ribeyes on that, and people would stop. It's like it's like bringing a big dog to a park. Everybody stops and wants to know what's going on over here. That's the Mac Daddy of them all. It's probably my favorite one, but that's really the only thing I use it for is large steak events.
Dude, yeah. So I saw that for the first time down in Memphis in May, because Weber had a little setup, didn't they? I believe they had a because I saw that Weber monstrosity out there. What is it? How much are those? Do you know like the ballpark and?
So, well, they've gotten more expensive. If you looked it up right now, they're about $2,500 now, and I guess that's post tariff kind of things, I guess. But when I got mine probably 6 years ago, it was like $1,500. And so that's not one of the ones that Weber gave me, but it would have been sweet if they did. I got a lot of other ones from them, but it's like the grates. I think the top grates are like 30 pounds. I mean, it's heavy duty. It's not the thinner metal. It's a heavy duty lid. I mean, I've cooked 10 racks of ribs on them, kind of run a double snake method on there. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff, but I have too many other gadgets to mess with barbecuing on it. I just slice steaks on it.
How about the Real Little Gringo has asked a bunch of great questions, and I'd love for you to answer them, Brandon, if you got the time. So first question, Real Little Gringo wants to know, how long is your brisket cook on the Weber?
I would say, I try to plan in my head, and it never goes exactly, but I try to plan an hour a pound. So if I was cooking a 12-hour brisket, I might, plan for 10 or 12 hours. And I know, man, I respect the heck out of you competition barbecue guys, because y'all got it going on. But like I probably do more Texas style barbecue joint type cooking. So it depends on, my answer depends on lots of factors. So if I'm gonna cook a brisket and I'm gonna serve company like on a Saturday night at 6 o'clock, it's gonna be done and resting in my cooler by 10 or 12 that day, just resting. I like a long rest. And so I'll typically put it on maybe at 10 o'clock that night before, just to kind of to pre-plan. Like to get it going and throw it at 250-ish overnight. And as soon as I wrap it, a kettle's a little different. I'll wrap it in foil on a kettle just because it's confined space. And then I'll crank it to 300 degrees to push through the stall and everything and get it probe tender as quickly as I can. So anyway, 10 or 12 hours. Based on that. And then, hey, Jeeps and Weber kettles are just alike. There's so many accessories, you can go broke. But the Slow and Sear is what I use to cook briskets on. If you haven't seen them, S&S grills. I'll throw a Slow and Sear in there, and I can go to bed and not ever look at a Weber kettle. It'll just purr along at 250, and I'll just wake up and time to, add some more coals and everything. So long answer, but a few variables, if that makes sense.
So I take it you're using one of those half grates that you can lift up and drop some charcoal in there. So no snake method.
No, I love a snake method. I think that's the tried and true. But I have too many gadgets now, and I'll talk about another one here in a minute that I just got. But the Slow and Sear is the OG. The snake method is amazing, but I feel like I can jack with the temp a little bit better, because I always like to jack my temp up after I wrap, and I can do it a little bit easier. It's harder to do that, change the mountains and the valleys of when you're running a snake, in my opinion.
I got you. So the Slow and Sear, you said that's through S&S kettles?
S&S grills, yep. They do. They have a kettle too, but it's just like an insert on there. It banks the charcoal for you. It has a little water pan in there, a little water tray, actually. And it's just a great. It just makes it eliminates variability. It banks the charcoal in a uniform fashion to where it just there's not the variability in your grill temp once you get it going.
I've seen Alonzo with Gulf Coast Smoke, which he's in here. He says, "What's up?"
That's my friends of Weber, buddy.
Yeah. So I've seen in a lot of his videos he uses the Slow and Sear in that. So I'm interested in getting that. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Have you checked out the Weber Santa Maria yet?
Okay, so that was one of my favorite parts of Memphis in May, other than walking the stage with Heath Riles. So there's a lot of the Weber guys that I follow and do different things with online, and I've never actually met them. So I went over there and was talking to them and saw it's supposed to come out in 2027, but I saw they had 2 or 3 of them laid out with their turn in. They won their first round grouping in there, and I think they ended up getting a 3rd or 4th walk on stage or whatever. But it was incredible. It looked heavy duty. They let me come back there, take pictures, and we have a little We have a little Friends of Weber group on Instagram, little group with all of us, and they were like, "You got to get pictures." I think Lonzo was one of them. He probably saw it in there, but it was incredible. It's just a different style, man. So if I'm thinking, man, for these public steak events, I bring my Weber Ranch kettle to a Santa Maria. I mean, it would be definitely a showstopper.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking of
that's the new thing.
Yeah, speaking of Santa Maria, man, that's kind of going full circle back to Memphis in May. Tell me about did you get to sneak over and see the live fire side of it, man? Like, what's your opinion on that kind of cooking, and what was your opinion on the experience they kind of the show they put on down in Memphis in May?
Hey, I have not been a part of Memphis in May before that was part of the deal, but I thought it was certainly incredible watching it. So I went over there, and inadvertently I went over and went like right when it was go time, and I saw Weber guys really getting ready for their turn in and getting ready for presentation, and I get that, so I just stayed out of the way and kept to myself. But I'm also on team B&B, so I went over to the B&B charcoal side, and it was neat seeing some of that cast of characters all working together, and some people I've never met before, and it's just the creativity associated with it. And really anything you want to do, it's incredible, and it's stuff that I'm not a chef. I don't have that background, and I don't know that I would have the creativity to pull something like that off. That might be why everybody teams up and has something they're good at to come together and do that. But the level of things that they were doing, and I mean, I saw the most outlandish and amazing things everywhere I walked by. It was all of these folks were incredible. So, and then I heard Heath talking about it. He got to judge some of it, which I would imagine was even a next level experience too. So, but being able to cook is one thing, but being able to talk about it, and put your words together while those judges are sitting right there, that has to be next level pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely think it was a showstopper of Memphis in May, honestly. As far as like crowd interaction and experience, I definitely saw a lot more people pivoting to, kind of that, which it makes sense of, because it's, outdoor cooking it's a, live fire. It's out in the open. There's no kind of going to your trailer and hiding from the public. Like, you're out and about and you got to maintain a fire. Is that kind of like what you appreciate about cooking on the Weber kettle? Because Weber kettle and the kind of live fire, it's both, you deal with a lot of like direct heat. It's not like a offset smoke or something like that. You got to really know how to maintain a fire. Is that one of the aspects you enjoy about cooking on a Weber?
Yeah, I do enjoy. And then I'd mentioned Steak Cook-Offs before, done a ton of SEA events, but what I really enjoy is some of the hometown events. Some of these hometown events are huge, but there's a big difference in that in the home. So you got my dachshund right here saying hello to you guys.
It's cutie.
But some of the hometown events, there is a public aspect. So you're always cooking for the public. People want to come by and check out what you're doing. They're watching you cook. At an SEA event, nobody cares what you're doing. Everybody's doing the same thing, and it's kind of everybody stays in their trailers. So Memphis in May was a more grand scale of that, but being able to interact with people, see they can see me cooking, how I light my fire, how I manage my fire, the little techniques and tips and tricks. And it's just pretty neat deal. So there is a little bit more hoopla around that when people are watching you that don't typically do this, for fun, or they have a different hobby than I typically do. But the hometown events here in Texas and some surrounding areas, it's pretty fun, man.
Yeah. I mean, the Hondo, they did that monster one in Hondo that I want to go to next year. Live fire cooking, that should be fun. So I'm excited, man. Y'all do everything bigger in Texas. I tell you what, barbecue down in your way it's like, God, football, and then barbecue. I think it's third on the list on most important things down there with you Texans. Like growing up,
the Hondo event, that's a pretty big one, and I've shown some interest in that. Been talking to some people that I kind of invited on by one of the Heath Riles teammates. The other big one is in Hyco, Texas. Have you heard of that? It's about 105 team state cook-off, but it's the same weekend as Memphis in May. So this is the first year that I hadn't gone to that in many, many moons, but it was totally worth it, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But there's some pretty big ones out here. They're pretty fun to mess around with.
I love seeing that stuff, man. I love the whole just live fire aspect of that kind of stuff. Good friend of the show, friend of the pod, TNS competition team asked, when doing the snake method, how many coals high and deep from the wall to the middle do you recommend going?
So I call it a 2x1 snake. So I'll run them stack them like dominoes. and I'll kind of go clockwise around the grill. So I'll do 2 on the bottom and 1 on top. So 3 coals total. And I'll alternate wood chunks every other coal on top. And that just seems to work real well. And then I'll get about, I have one of those little baby charcoal lighter baskets. And I'll put maybe 8 or 10 charcoals in there. And that's how I'll light the thing. I'll get it started with about 8 or 10 lit charcoal, and it just gets it going real good. You can kind of get your vents set and everything. But a 2x1 on a 22-inch Weber kettle, and then on the 26-inch, I usually run a 2x2, add an extra chunk on there.
And you get what, a 10-hour cook out of that?
Easy peasy 10-hour cook. On the 26, a lot more than that, but an easy peasy 10-hour cook, and enough to go to bed and come back out and kind of check your meat in the morning and everything. Now on the Weber Ranch kettle, that thing's so huge, I'll run a double snake. So if you think about the diameter, I'll run a snake from this side, the top side, and run it around, and then I'll run another snake, opposite of it, because the diameter is too big and I was getting uneven heat. So a double snake just kills it, and you can it has one big vent on top, and it just easy peasy. And same thing, I can go to bed on that or not even mess with it and not have to jack with it.
So you're not rotating the lid or anything like that?
No, on the ranch, it's right on top.
Okay.
But that's a good point. On the 22-inch, I'll rotate. I'll always have the vent opposite of where the fire is, no matter how I'm cooking. If it's a high heat, like a cool zone, hot zone, I always have the vent on the cool zone side. And if it's a snake, I'll just kind of rotate it as they go a little bit, and I always have it exactly opposite of where that fire's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Easy.
So I'm learning all kinds of stuff right now, man. I'm excited for this.
Hey, y'all want to see one of my go check it out. You're probably gonna get targeted advertising for it after this since I say it, but the Spider Grills Venom, they sent me one about a month ago, and so they sent me a kettle cart. It's a heavy duty, bad to the bone, like metal cart with caster wheels and everything. You roll it around my back porch, and then it has the Venom is the temperature controller. It's awesome. I ran ribs week before last. I put a video up about it on my socials, but I ran 275 for about an hour and a half, wrapped them, kept it at 275, and it just fans it in there like any other controller, but it's basically built like the ash catcher and fits right on there, and everything snaps in. And so those ribs were done in 3.5 hours or so total, and I kept it running just to see, and it ran for 10 hours, and I had a slow and sear, B&B charcoal orange bag, the competition, and it just rolled. I just wanted to see. I was hanging out on the back porch anyway. It went for like a little over 10 hours. I was like, and I had it's just like any other app. It just shows it hovering, just not getting too much outside of when I wrapped. It never,
so it's
the
just
temp
a
never
fan.
changed.
That's all that is.
It's just a fan. If it gets a little too low, it starts buzzing some air through there. And if it gets a little too high, it'll actually tell you on the app, close your top vent to this amount. And once it gets going, it doesn't get too outlandish out there. It never gets too hot, but it seems like if it gets a little too, the temp swings on the bottom side, it'll pop that fan in there, and somehow it just knows. It's interesting.
So I remember when Spider first came out, and they did their little Kickstarter, GoFundMe, or whatever it is that these new companies are doing now. And my dad got us the very first edition of the Spider pellet attachment that goes to the Weber kettle.
Oh yeah,
I still have it in my shed. I pulled it out 2 weeks ago and I cleaned it up. I was like, I wonder if this thing still works, because it did a good job.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to pull it out and play around with it, because I'm seeing Spider everywhere now.
It's pretty awesome, man. It's pretty awesome. I was pretty impressed. I like the cart. I get more comments about the cart when I post a video. The people ask me. I mean, a dozen people asked me in the last video, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that?" And like, it's just a pretty neat deal. But the temp control, unreal. It really is. Now I pulled that grill out. So y'all know the ash catcher, like on a Master Touch, not the little disc. So that replaces it. So basically, there's no air getting in there. So I pulled that kettle cart out, and I was getting ready to do a steak. I was cooking my wife a steak the other night, and then I realized, oh man, I can't have this thing wide open. So I just took the whole entire, attachment off, just total air under there, and just set it down on the cart underneath, and it served the same purpose. So wide open, got my fire hot, but it wasn't getting hot. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, I have the spider venom down there. So it's a sweet setup. So that might be tied for first with my favorite accessory for Weber kettle with a slow and sear, but I did use them all together. So
And it's easy enough to put on and take off.
oh yeah, it's easy peasy.
I think that was one of my drawbacks with the original Spider, because it there were like several pieces I had to like fit it in the hole and then put like 2 or 3 attachments on top.
Yeah.
Of the hole. It was a decent amount of work for a little bit of return, I guess, back in the day. So
Hey, honestly though, what's crazy? Ask Alonzo if he's still on. If you as much stuff that Weber has sent out to us on the Friends of Weber, we have put together so many things. I'm not gonna say I like it, but I'm actually decent at it. Now I can put together a Weber kettle without looking at the instructions. I put so many of them together.
Ooh,
it's just
like
wild.
me at Christmas. Put all my
It is
toys
crazy.
together. I ain't looking
But
up-
like,
ain't
if I
looking
can
up
put
any
together the Weber Searwood, I can put together anything. That was like a 2-hour project.
stuff. What was it? The Weber what?
The Searwood, the Mac Daddy, it might be the best
I
pellet grill ever
love
created.
Searwood, dude. I've cooked on that thing 7 or 8 times. A buddy of mine's got it, and that thing is a machine.
Hey,
I
y'all,
love
this is gonna freak y'all out. So I have the XL at home, and that was one of the Friends of Weber deals. And so I was like, man, I'll try it. I'll do the required content, but I'm not a pellet grill guy. Goes against everything I believe in. It was so awesome. I bought the smaller one, and I have it in my steak trailer, and I ran that for 2 years. Did steak cook-offs on a Weber Searwood pellet grill for 2 years straight, and it takes away all variability. Has like a manual mode setting, so it's made for open lid cooking, so you can do temperature cooking however you want, but it'll go up to 600 degrees in about 15 minutes. Turn it on manual mode, and it's like if you have a griddle insert or anything else, that's what it's made for, so it doesn't kill your deal. So there's so many. You turn the steak 4 times to get your perfect little lines and all that. It's next level. Just force feeds pellets in there, and it gets so hot you pretty much got to wear a welding glove while you're turning your steak, or you're gonna burn your hand off. It'll blow your eyebrows back for sure.
It's the
That's
Swiss Army knife of grills or smokers.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want. You know,
That's why I call myself a reformed pellet grill hater. Like I used to talk so much crap, and then I post all these videos, and my buddies here in town are giving me a hard time. I'm like, dude, they're awesome, man. They really are.
Yeah, see, I love pellet grills, man. You're probably one of the guys I talk trash to on these barbecue forums for forever. Talking about, easy bake oven, bull crap
Yeah.
and all that original, disses. But no, man, I think they all serve the purpose, man. They all have a purpose for them. I wish, does Weber have something like, I love the Rectech Bullseye. It's very much like a kettle, but it's also the pellet grill. Does Weber have something similar to that?
No, they don't have anything like that right now. I know they have the Kamado style, the Summit, which is more green eggish, and then they have their niche in the kettles and everything. But the Searwood is where it's at. I think before I had one, they laid an egg really in the one before the Searwood, but they came back out and listened and took some advice from some people, is my understanding. And it's if you look at any of these Facebook groups, overwhelming positivity and things like that about them. So, but I like those bullseye there. It's a good grill.
well, you kind of have a bullseye when you have the kettle and the venom attached to it.
You're right. You're
I
right.
mean, it runs like it.
Yeah, it does. It takes the guesswork out for sure.
It does.
For sure. So let me ask you, on the Weber kettle, do you recommend briquettes only? Like, is briquettes pretty much the only charcoal you recommend, or because I feel like lump is not really built for a Weber kettle?
Man, there could be 100 different answers to this, but I'm a briquette kind of guy. I use B&B Competition in the orange bag for pretty much everything I do. I have the lump charcoal, and I've used it a couple times. I think it's great. There's some people that swear by it on the comp trails and use that in their Weber kettles, and I think it works great. But man, I love those briquettes. They're big, they burn long, they burn hot, and that's just what I'm kind of used to. So I'm a creature of habit too. I've got a system, and I know it works, and I know about how hot my grill's going to be, and even though same thing for you guys, it's the same thing in the steak world. I cook completely different at home than I do at a steak cook-off. No line, no perfect grill lines. I don't care about all that at home. You know, those type of things.
Talking about, all right, so let's pivot to steak because everybody loves. I was watching Barbecue Brawl. By the way, check it out, Barbecue Brawl tonight. Bobby T competing there, still holding it down. Team Brooke, but they were talking about. I was going somewhere with this. I promise you. Steak. Oh yeah, they said what's one of the most popular things to grill on a grill, and steak obviously was number one. What is your method like? What is your process at home? Now we're not talking about competition steak because that's a different monster. But we're talking about eater steaks. Like what is your process? What is your secret sauce when it comes to grilling a perfect steak on Weber kettle?
So I'll tell you how I grill it first, and then I'll tell you how I prep it second. I go out of order, but grilling, I like the opposite of a reverse sear. So I always set up every single time that I ever cook a steak or wings or anything. I go hot zone, cool zone, and I like, especially on a steak, get my sear first. I just flip that bad boy as many times as I need to until I like my color, and then I'll shove it over on the cool zone and let it slowly come up to temp. And the reason I do that because it's easy to manage the temp. The internal temp of it, you have a lot more control, not going to burn your hand off. And I feel like you're not going to have a lot of carryover temp once you're sitting there, let it rest on your cutting board or whatever. And so it's easier to butter it over there. And I'm always a big, finisher with butter and everything like that. So I cook almost everything like that, high heat type stuff. But the way I prep it at home and sometimes at competitions too. So I'll marinate it in Pancho and Lefty Lone Star Gold. It's the best marinade for a steak ever created. You got to baptize your steaks in Pancho and Lefty Lone Star Gold. Been using it for years. It's been a staple. I've been on that team for many, many moons. And I don't care if it's at a competition or if it's in my backyard, I'm dunking those steaks. It's next level. It makes it look good. It makes it tender, and it makes it taste better. And right off the bat, it gets a mahogany flavor. And then I get home, I'll hit it with Heath Riles garlic jalapeno and Heath Riles beef 50-50 and a heavy coating on all sides.
How long do you let it marinate?
Depending on the quality of the steak, let's say it's a good choice or a prime. We got some decent marbling. It might be 45 minutes. Sometimes I might go an hour and it's not going to hurt it. Like there's some other things you get over there. And if you forget about it, too long, it'll turn it into hamburger meat. It's not like this, very forgiving. So an hour or less, depending on if it's a bad to the bone steak that with a lot of marbling, it might be 30 minutes. You just kind of got to figure it out that way. But if you want to speed the process up, you can always use a lot of other things along with it. But
yeah, you can.
But if y'all haven't tried it though, it's a staple. I mean, it'll make a ribeye fillet tender.
Really,
I love Pancho and Lefties.
I've never had it. Never. I don't think they sell it up here. I use Allegro. The Allegro marinades.
Yeah.
That's what we use because it's accessible here in Tennessee. But
Pancho, Tennessee whiskey's awesome.
What'd you say?
What is it?
The Tennessee whiskey by Allegro with steak.
Oh, yeah.
It's so I bet that is good. Hey, another thing, a little secret sauce. So if you're looking at a standard ribeye, you have the spinalis part. That's the best part that you're going to eat first. Or, if you're sharing a steak with somebody, you'll cut them the other half. But I'll jacquard the eye of the steak with a fork so I can even out the tenderness. So I won't do that on the spinalis part, but I will do it on the eye part. And then I'll dunk it, baptize it in that, and then I'll sit there and competition would be a whole different answer on that. But I do try to get it up, get it sweating pretty good before I put it on the grill. And then I always finish with garlic butter. That's just part of the deal. While it's resting on my cool zone or kind of slowly coming up to temp, I'll always hit it with a garlic butter. So good.
I had this argument with it was Bob or somebody about compound butters. Do you think compound butters are overrated fads, or do you think that's actually a valuable asset to the end of a cook?
Hey, I think it's awesome. I mean, I think any kind of butter, just as a next level, one more little flavor profile for it. And there's some pretty cool things that people do with compound butter. I've got a little hack that I use. A grocery store here in town has a store brand butter that I use, and it's better than any compound butter that I've ever used. I don't have to put any thought into it. And
pre-made compound butter.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's made for garlic bread, but yeah, I just put it on there and finish steaks, and people go nuts over it. But so what is does Bobby T not like compound butter, or is he pro
No,
compound butter?
we argue because like he's always telling me about we come to deer camp or whatever, and he's always telling me about compound butters and making his own kind of stuff, and I'm like, man, it's just I think it's a little just overrated. It's kind of it was a fad for a while, but I didn't know what your opinion was as far as like finishing with a compound butter or not.
Hey, but I've got a buddy that here in town, and we do a lot of steak cook-offs together, and for whatever reason, he hates finishing with butter. And so sometimes he'll turn it like I think it just makes it glisten and makes the appearance
Yeah,
pop,
for sure.
and it makes it better. He'll turn in a steak and it's dry looking, and he's beat us on many of occasions. And he's like, he's said he's going to get T-shirts printed, says no butter, but I guess it's all preference. So but I have to have it. I think it brings it all together with appearance. I think people eat with their eyes, and it makes it taste better. So
everything is better with butter.
I
agree.
Dean taught me that at an early age. I respect the Dean. No.
Hey, but Bobby T, I smoked many cigars with him at Memphis in May, and then kind of got to know him. He's a pretty cool guy. I bought some of his pizza sauce and some wing sauce. I'm gonna hit some wings up this Friday night, and I'm gonna toss them in some of that sauce. I'm looking forward to it.
Mitch's. Yeah.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
That buffalo sauce is honestly, God, like some of the best wings sauce I ever had. It's buttery. You like butter. It's more of a butter. Like Frank's. That's a very popular buffalo hot wing sauce. But Bobby T's, man, it's a buttery, like higher end. It's nice. It's nice. It's got a good flavor to it. But
oh yeah.
What's this? Hold on.
We got.
Let's see. That's a paragraph there, buddy.
Read it, Logan.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later, man. I feel like I'm at Bible school. I got to read a long post, man. Don't knock the method on steak, 2-inch thick, Mr. Brisket, Wagyu rib. Well, it's Wagyu ribeye, man. I mean, you already started off ahead of the game. Little Killer House, Texas, Meat Church. You lost me at Meat Church. I'm gonna shut you down there. You lost me there, buddy. You had me. Obviously, I will always support my man Killer House, Malcolm Reed. But yeah, Meat Church. Do you like? We'll talk about this. I mean, he's rich enough. He don't care about our opinions. But what do you think of Meat Church's seasonings? I think they're vastly overrated.
Hey man, I think they're good seasonings. So before I got into social media game and started being on different teams and everything like that, I used some of their seasonings. I think they've got some great seasonings. I really do. I don't have any problem with them in the world. They have. Like I think I could produce some good barbecue just like you probably could on there. If you really gave their lineup a chance, you could make some bad to the bone barbecue. If you want to do a brisket or ribs or whatever, I bet you would slay it.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I mean, I'm sure you can make excellent barbecue with salt, pepper, and garlic. But
right.
I don't know. I feel like there's far superior rubs and combos out there than Meat Church, but they're like Weber Kettles, man. They have this ginormous following through them, and I'm probably going to start a war here.
I like Meat Church. I want nothing to do with this war.
Listen to you.
Hey, I think it is. I think it's like Texas barbecue. I'm going to compare it to this. So like you've heard of the Texas monthly top 50 barbecue joint list?
Yes.
It's a huge deal. It is a big deal for people. I have some friends. And so that's the thing. There are a lot of tremendous barbecue joints in Texas because obviously we have the best barbecue in the nation, right?
No. What? Yes.
I'm just messing with you guys. But honestly, there's a lot of good craft barbecue, but some people are better at marketing it than others. And so, and I think, is it really that to go? Aaron Franklin started it in Austin many years ago. Was his barbecue that much better than everybody else's, or was it part of it? You got to say you waited in line at 4 a.m. and you got the whole experience. And so I think that's part of it. So back to like Meat Church, is it part of the, it's become a thing. It's like bourbon. It's like everything else. Sure. And so sometimes locally I'll get haters occasionally. I'll come back to me through the grapevine. Oh, you just think you cook better than everybody else. Well, I know I can throw down and things like that, but I just better at marketing it than some people. That doesn't mean I think I'm better than somebody, but I produce videos, I enjoy content, and I get feedback on there too. So there's some people here that are way better at cooking than I am, but I just market it better than a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I mean, the loudest voice usually wins, and these guys, they have a platform like Aaron Franklin, for instance. I mean, yeah, do I think his barbecue is probably excellent? I never had it personally. Do I think his barbecue is excellent? Yeah, I'm sure it's very, very, very good barbecue and good brisket.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Like, I'm sure. I have no doubt. Do I think there's better brisket out there in Texas? 1,000%. But it's not so much that people are the best. It's just that they market themselves the best, and therefore, no one is. I think of it like sales. Like, you could be the best salesman in the world, or you could sell ice to an Eskimo, but if you don't have clients coming to you, or put yourself out there to have people recognize you, then it does no good. And
hey, when you've made it in barbecue though, like Matt Pittman, when he is some kind of thing, he's sponsored by Buffalo Trace. He's having Weller and Buffalo Trace and all these things. And he's got a connection with a whiskey company now. Let's go.
Him and McConaughey. He's up there with the McConaughey of him. Matthew McConaughey are the only two I know that have like whiskey brands. And Chris Stapleton. You're in high air. You're in high upper air when you're at that. Also he was on Jimmy Fallon. I mean, holding it down on Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's a huge fan of Matt Pittman, Me Church, and he had him actually on his show. So you know what? Hats off. You win. You are a far superior guy than me, but I still think your rubs are overrated.
But hey, you're right though. Heath does do a lot of whiskey content and everything now. So that's pretty cool. I brought him a bottle of one of my faves over. And but then he told me how many bottles he had, and so I don't know if he ever drank the one I gave him. But
of course you did, man. I love my favorite. Kerry Bringle does have his own bourbon, Peg Leg Porker. The Peg Leg 12 is really, or 13. It's really good. Some good Nashville whiskey. It's some old George Dickel sauce, but I don't like Tennessee whiskey. I just don't. I live in Tennessee.
Hey, you ever drink any Texas whiskey?
I have had some excellent Texas whiskey. I have not had that one.
So basically, that's a Still Austin Blue Corn. That's kind of a hard to get bottle. Obviously it's pretty good if you can.
Not bad, yeah.
But I'm from Sulphur Springs, Texas. I'm about an hour and a half northeast of Dallas. Still Austin has become a thing, and it's gotten to be a big deal. But they were founded. It was invented in Sulphur Springs. Now they're obviously in Austin or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty neat having a little tie, and so I think it's outstanding, but I also have an affinity towards it because it's from where I live and everything, and I know some of the family, so it's pretty cool that people don't realize that it's from Sulphur Springs though.
Well, hey man, that's an excellent pivot that I'm gonna take and run with, because we don't get to talk about enough on this show. I guess I myself am a huge whiskey bourbon aficionado. That's just a fancy way of saying a drunk. It's like, what's that, Carbon? It's like, come on, Sharon. It's not I'm not pounding wine. It's a smorgasbord. I'm doing a glass of wine with a shot, but it's a tasting. It's an offering. I love. It was like I think a bunch of guys got together and tried to make it sound fancy. Let's drink a bunch of whiskey. We can't call it that because that just sounds bad. It's a tasting. But all right, let's talk about whiskey, man, because Texas has some mighty fine whiskey down there. You guys are swimming in my favorite brand. All my Texas buddies are swimming in Weller. Y'all have just Weller all over the state of Texas. Every liquor store you can just buy gallons and gallons of Weller. Josh has Barrel King for life. Josh, Barrel King is an excellent.
What's up, Josh? That's my Memphis and May buddy.
Yeah, good old Josh. If he wasn't so ugly, he'd be better. But no, I love you, Josh. But no, what is your favorite? Obviously, you talking about them. Give me your top 5 favorite Texas distilleries.
Oh, you're gonna make me list 5 Texas distilleries.
I am. Give me 3. I'll make it easier. Top 3.
Well, I'm obviously going number 1, Still Austin. There's gonna be a lot of people say they're overrated, but I think it's pretty good. I like Garrison Brothers. It's high dollar. And then Sneaky, if you hadn't had any Iron Root, pretty legit stuff. Iron Root, Denison, Texas, I believe.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
I've never heard of
what is it like? Because Texas, they do a lot of the distilleries I've had out of Texas. They do that. It's like hyper aging they do down there. Have you seen that where they'll do
the ebbs and flows of the temperature? I guess makes it age faster.
They force it to go. The different temperatures to kind of expedite the aging process on some of those whiskeys.
I think Texas just does that. I don't think that's just what the weather's like. It's really cold and it's really hot, and I think that's what just happens to it or whatever. But I will tell you another one that's pretty decent that has not gotten as big. But have y'all ever heard of Herman Marshall whiskey? Herman Marshall was the first whiskey distillery in Dallas County after Prohibition. I had one of my fraternity brothers. They bought Herman Marshall, and when I first started off in competition cooking and everything, they used to be my competition sponsor. So that's pretty good one too. Pretty good little pour of whiskey.
That's
so.
awesome.
Yeah. I need to get me a whiskey sponsor, man. Josh, my boy. Speaking of Josh has, he's got the cool sponsor of Barrel King. That's some excellent whiskey.
Logan, could you be my whiskey sponsor?
Yeah, I got you, buddy. Yeah, we'll call each other if we're craving. Oh, you're talking about that?
Hey, all the
I'm thinking about AA, buddy. I'm saying
on y'all's Buffalo Trace comment earlier. Okay, is it hard for y'all to get Buffalo Trace products there?
Yeah.
Well, Buffalo Trace, like regular, it's not hard to get here, but like Weller is that's my favorite bourbon out there is the Weller brand, like Weller Antique and Windloo Weller and Weller.
That Antique 107 is the jam. That's my favorite of the lineup.
Solid. I actually have a Weller cigar humidor, and I smoked those Wellers that came with the Weller cigars. But no, I love Weller whiskey, wheated whiskeys. I'm a big wheater whiskey fan, yeah, it's hard to get here, man, because it's so popular in this area. It gets snagged up, or it's just outrageous.
This will make you sick. Like for 2 years ago, if you wanted an E.H. Taylor, just small batch, regular deal, you're just not getting it. I go to a Blackjack package store. They got 8 cases sitting there at any given time, like anytime you want one.
That's gross.
You can get and it's $54, and then you can get a Eagle Rare 10-year for $44.
That's expensive.
Anytime you want to go in there and get it.
Yeah, I like Eagle Rare. It was so crazy. I saw like the bottom shelf, like Buffalo Trace. Like Buffalo Trace is my favorite mixer. I just use it as a mixer. And Eagle Rare used to be the same thing. It's like used to be like bottom barrel stuff, and now it's like allocated, which is crazy to me. My favorite,
I can't find Buffalo Trace anywhere.
Really? I'll bring you half a gallon. I used to be able to get half a gallon like Weller 12 for my buddy in Texas every year. He would send me a bottle of Weller 12, but no, it's just, I don't know, man. Bourbon was so big and so hot for so long, and it's finally starting to cool off, and I'm loving it because I actually love drinking this stuff. So it goes well with barbecue and cooking in general.
It does go good.
Yeah. No, what is your favorite cooking sipping whiskey?
Man,
Yep.
so here's the deal. Not too long ago, a couple years ago, I was maybe newer into it, and I was probably never drinking a whiskey without an ice ball in it or something like that.
That's fair.
But I've gotten to appreciate it. I'm in a whiskey club here. Like we have it once a month. We have a guy that's a whiskey sommelier here in town, and I've learned a lot, and I appreciate it more. And I want to smell it, and I want to taste it, and just good. Now when it's 100 and something degrees, probably gonna have an ice cube in it this summer if I'm out by the pool or whatever. But so if I'm grilling and hanging out, it's some of the special release bottles I'm going to save for a special occasion. I'm not going to hoard them and not ever drink them, but it might be something special. But I might do like a E.H. Taylor small batch. I always have one of those available, and I'm just going to be hanging out, grilling a steak, having a sip of that, just something pretty normal. I have that often, and that's 2 years ago. You couldn't even get one. That's what's crazy.
Dude, no, that's a fantastic sipper because and especially with friends and family and whatnot, because it's not that expensive. Was it $40, something like that? It's not crazy expensive. It's a good quality, and it comes with a tube, so it just seems family. Willet Purple Top. Wow, we're talking about the age stuff. Yeah, good luck finding a Willet Purple Top. Especially,
I've never had it.
It's hard, man. Willet is a very small batch. Well, they've gotten bigger now because of the popularity. But the Purple Tops are like the one offs they do, the single barrel stuff, and it used to be gift shop only release.
Oh wow!
Oh, you're talking about the 4-year. Oh, okay. I'm talking about I've had some like 13-year, 12-year, some of the Willet stuff. They used to buy their stuff. It was from Sazerac and also from Stitzel Weller. It's like barbecue or like bourbon. There's a lot of myths behind some of the stuff. You don't know if it's true or not.
You know what's good? You know what's good though? I'm not a huge Basil Hayden guy, but their Basil Hayden toast is absolutely fantastic.
You like that?
I love it.
Oh my gosh,
I absolutely love it,
dude. We did we did like a bourbon tasting, and now we ranked them. Of course, to be fair, by the end of it, we were feeling pretty saucy. Dude, that was rough. I'm not.
But now in this little whiskey club, we'll do blind tastings. It'll blow your socks off. I mean, we did a deal called Ballin' on a Budget. You bring your favorite bottle and bring anything under 20. And we had a under $20 bottle of nothing that made it to like the semifinals, beating big names. Like it'll just blow your mind. I'm terrible at that. I just can't explain things very well. What I'm tasting, and it'll just trick you up pretty bad. So anyway, Basil Hayden toast though, give it a try on your first pour.
Yeah, I have had it multiple times. It's not my jam. My favorite gateway drug, my Weber kettle to bourbon, is Elmer T. Lee. Elmer T. Lee is a solid weeded bourbon that used to be bottom shelf. Now it's hard to find. It's definitely a tasty and fan favorite. So you haven't had it yet, highly recommend that. That or Russell's 13. Russell's 13's fantastic as well. But anyway, man, I love bourbon. I feel like Ron Burgundy. I love Scotch. Scotch. I do not like Scotch. Scotch is the devil's pennies.
I'm a weirdo, but I do not like anything peated. I can't do it.
Thank you, man. And Scotch is like, I've had some like somebody offer me like Macallan 18. I'm like, hard pass. I will take that water.
If feet and Band-Aids had a baby, it would be peated.
That is, Keaton, we gotta clip that one for our short. Feet and Band-Aids had a baby, it would be Scotch, and I wholeheartedly agree. Thank you, sir. That's so funny. Let's move back to barbecue before we talk about feet. Speaking of my barbecue, Feet and Band-Aids, sponsored by Feet and Band-Aids. No, so bad. Talk about Texas Monthly. What do you think that's about like the barbecue culture down in Texas? It's just so ginormous. It's almost ingrained into your. It's like catfish in the South. Fried catfish in the South. It's just kind of ingrained into your culture. What is it about it that you think thrives down there?
I've said it, this exact verbiage earlier on the show. It's a thing. And I mean, people will drive for hours and plan their whole weekend around it. And so here in Sulphur Springs, one of my good buddies, David Slaughter's Barbecue, they got on the most recent Texas Monthly Top 50 barbecue joint list. And it's changed, man. Like, he has people waiting in line. I mean, there'll be, a dozen or 2 dozen people waiting in line on a Sunday morning getting ready to eat barbecue. And it's like that on Saturday. It's a destination. Yeah. And it's just it's become the culture of Texas. I think people have gotten better and better at marketing it, like we were talking about earlier too, and showing people what they got and showing the spreads and how the food's laid out, and it just makes you hungry when you're looking at all that stuff, And so we're spoiled that we can go eat because we feel like it. Let's go to Slaughter's today. But there's people that will stop what they're doing and drive 3 hours here on a Saturday and wait in line to go eat it. And it's just an interesting deal. You're one of them.
Yeah, no, I'll totally that's one of my trips I'm taking my wife, and I don't think my wife, she says she wants to do it with me. I don't think she wants to. I'm gonna do like a barbecue mecca. I feel like I'm going home to the barbecue home place, and I want to hit all the big ones. I'm gonna go across the country of Texas, and hit the hot spots, man. I want to get there at 5 a.m. and get in line and wait and like tailgate. Like I love that it's a tailgate culture. You
Oh,
feel
yeah.
almost like it's like a college football experience, man. There's people camping out with beers and lawn chairs and playing cornhole and just waiting for the barbecue and hoping you don't sell up before you get there.
And they have a barbecue passport that they give, so people have this deal, and their objective. So I think the Texas Monthly Top 50 list comes out every 4 years. So they do a passport where you go get a stamp at every one. They try to go visit every single one of them, and that's a thing, is to try to get that passport. Which, you talk about an expensive hobby. That could be
Dude,
wow.
and time. Think about the amount of time. If you hit,
Yeah.
because I mean, if you make it to the Texas Top 50 or whatever list, I mean, that's like hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
Because your business is overnight just exploded. You need just cancel all your advertising budget. That's all you need. Just be on that list.
It definitely is a game changer.
Yeah, I want to know who do you think all the backroom deals that the guy that writes that list that he experiences. He just has like crates and crates of like Wagyu briskets and dino ribs just dropped off at his house. Where'd that come from? Who knows? Thank you from your friends at Goldie's. Here's 10 gallons of banana pudding. Thank you from your friends at Goldie's. But no, that's on my list. Like I want to hit some of the Texas. Like I want to go to Snow's. I have to go to Burnt Bean. I'm going to go for breakfast and lunch. Everybody I've talked to from the state of Texas swears that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Ernest is a savant when it comes to barbecue. Slaughters, it sounds delicious. But what is like? Obviously, you have the traditional route of barbecue, but what is some of your favorite one-offs that you've been to a barbecue restaurant that's not traditional barbecue that you're in love with?
I would say there's a place like I'd say my all-time favorite. There's a place called Stanley's in Tyler, Texas. So it's about an hour and a half south of where I'm at. And they were really big, and people know all over Texas who they are. They were part of the Texas Red Dirt Barbecue and Music Festival, and still are, I think, and a big deal. They have a sandwich called the Mother Clucker that I get every single time I'm there. And my daughter is at a camp all summer. She's a counselor at a Christian camp and everything. And so we went to go see her a couple of weeks ago. And then she says, "Let's go eat." And so where do you want to go? Stanley's. So I go get this Mother Clucker. So it's a smoked chicken on a jalapeno cheddar bun, and you get it Cadillac style, and it has guacamole on top. It's hard to explain the goodness of it. It also has a egg over medium.
I was waiting for
as well.
The runny egg.
But it has the runny egg, and it's just
Yeah.
smoky goodness and perfect juicy consistency, and just But so that's it. There's only one. It's the Mother Clucker because it has the name too.
The Mother Clucker. That's a solid name. Like for us, I mean, you're a cook. I'm sure you cook amazing food at your home, and obviously for your content. Keaton's an excellent cook. Like I personally do not like going out to a lot of barbecue restaurants. Because I get so disappointed so many times because I've been able to have some of the most amazing barbecue from some of the most amazing pit masters in the world. But Texas, I feel like it's an anomaly. Like, when I go to Texas, like I'm actually excited to go to barbecue restaurants. Did you feel like that? Are you a big barbecue fan, or is it just one of those special meals that you have every blue moon?
Big barbecue fan. If my family asks me where we're eating and we're out somewhere, I'm picking a barbecue place, and then so they know not to ask me if they don't want barbecue. There's some really good barbecue. Like there just is. We know where the good places are, and I know they're gonna blow my socks off, and I know they can cook. Like cooking one brisket on a Weber kettle on my back porch, I can slay that. Cooking 75 briskets for the general public, and with the expectation of them all being perfect for every person that walks in that door, it's hard. It's hard to do, man. And so there's a big old difference between doing something that could be great or not on my Instagram page, and nobody would ever know, but they think it's great, or the one guy who might be Daniel Vaughn with Texas Monthly doing a write-up on you, and your staff didn't realize it was him type deal, or just some regular Joe Blow that drove in from Tennessee to go eat at Snow's and expecting it to blow your socks off, and it probably will. But that consistency, holy crap! But yeah, anyway, that's a long answer. But there are some really good ones, and that's my first choice typically when I go out. I love eating barbecue, and I like ribs more than anything. We're in a brisket. I love brisket too, but I love eating ribs and making ribs more than anything. It's just love some ribs.
Do you put sauce on
I'm a
your
sauce. I'm a
brisket?
saucy kind of guy.
Saucy,
I like
baby.
it. You're that new age Texas. I like it.
Yeah. It just makes it. People eat with their eyes. That you got a red or mahogany type color. Just I don't want it dripping off there, but I like it to
No.
tack up a little bit. But
Yeah.
What is like? Because Texas ribs. I mean, you think just salt, pepper. I mean, I just think it's infamous with salt, pepper ribs down in Texas. Because Texas, I feel like Texas barbecue style really just wants to meet the shine and just douse it in pepper. What would you consider like Texas style, like ribs?
the ones I've eaten the most, I've referenced my buddy Slaughter again, but like he doesn't miss. I've been eating his ribs for 5 or 6 years, and he has some kind of, I don't know what he glazes them with. They're not saucy, but they're not just dry salt and pepper. I have no idea what's on them, but they're tender. And I don't care where you're eating, if it's glazed up with some awesome fancy glaze and a competition level stuff, or it's just barbecue sauce, but the tenderness, obviously that's going to be where it's at. And it's just good. There's some really good stuff. It's not just salt and pepper on these things in Texas. Briskets, yes, that's probably the base of it. But ribs, there's some pretty crafty ribs out there. Probably not like you're used to seeing in the Tennessee area with the saucy ribs and everything like that. But man, there's some amazing ribs. You follow these Instagram pages and stuff. I mean, incredible. So
I mean, solid stuff coming out of the state of Texas for sure. What and like I love cooking ribs. I think ribs is by far my favorite protein to cook. It's probably my least favorite protein of barbecue to eat.
oh my gosh.
I feel like it's the hardest to perfect. It's so fun. I love the challenge to do it, but usually by the time I get done cooking it, I'm like, yeah, you have it. I don't want any of these. But like beef ribs though, like dino ribs or something like that, like yes, give me all of that meat, like all that. True or false? Dino ribs are more flavorful and better tasting than brisket.
It's basically brisket on a stick. Very similar.
I don't know, man. I think it's more flavorful. I think it's more juicy. I think it's.
But anytime you have if you cook a pork butt with a bone or without, I think the one with the bone is better and probably more tender. So you're probably right. You're probably right on that with a beef rib.
I love a beef rib, man. It's my favorite. You can't find them around here. Like very few barbecue joints around here sell them because they're so expensive. I guess, and obviously they take a long time. All right, man. Let's pivot back. I got a couple more questions for you. Then we'll do the quick little quick fire questions to wrap it up. On the Weber, man, give me a protein that people that you like cooking on the Weber that people wouldn't consider cooking. Like what is like one of those surprise things that you like cooking on a Weber kettle that most people would be like, really, on a Weber?
Man, I think most of my stuff's pretty predictable on a Weber. I don't do anything outlandish. That's a pretty boring answer, but I don't do anything that would shock people. I mean, a brisket would shock some people, but that's anybody that's been around knows you can slay a brisket on a Weber kettle. So I'm pretty basic, man. I don't have anything outlandish. That I cook like a handful of things really well. I don't get too far out there.
I like it.
You got the small menu, man. I like it. Like I hate going to a restaurant and they have like 14 pages on the menu. I like a restaurant. It's like here's my list and that's it. You have 12 options. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's when you know they're good though, man. I'd rather perfect 12 things and be decent at 14. Okay, cool. Second thing, what to you is the most, because I'm not as familiar with the whole genre of Weber kettles. What is like the most sought after Weber kettle as far as like collector wise? Because people would collect these things, not just cook on them. But what, to your knowledge, has been in the Weber realm? What is like the holy grail of Weber kettles?
Man, you see, what I have one that I've always wanted, and it's hard to get. I have a 1973-74 Weber Kettle Statesman, and it's candy apple red. Looks like a Corvette. It's bad to the bone. It's the old school thick enamel paint The three vents on the bottom, not a slider ash catcher style. You see a lot of those Simpsons ones that are pretty sought after, and I forget what they're called, but you have some that are like the burnt orange color. They got like the
Yes.
fade job on them. Those, I forget what
Yes.
those are called. Those are pretty sought after too. But the one I always wanted, and I see people try to sell them for $3,000. You know, I got the candy apple red Weber Kettle Statesman. That's my favorite grill that I own.
You have
Cook
one?
on it.
I have one. Oh yeah, I cook on it too. I have some content on there. It's bad to the bone. It's heavy. It's heavier, and it's old school.
Would you sell it?
No, I wouldn't sell it.
Never.
How much?
We'll talk.
Yeah. No, I've always cared like that one you're talking about, the copper tone kettle. That's I always thought that was one of the coolest and prettiest kettles I've seen on people, and I've seen them for sale on Facebook Marketplace. But they're always crazy expensive, and I was like, man,
People are wild.
Yeah, I guess it's worth what somebody will pay for it, right?
Oh yeah.
No,
sure.
you should get that. You get that rotisserie kettle I saw at the Memphis in May.
Yeah, it had a bunch of Weber Ranch kettles.
Yeah, that was dope. Did they ever cook anything on that? Or was that just for show down there?
I don't know. It would have been awesome if they did.
That was dope. I was wondering how they did that, but I saw like there's a little flame underneath it. But all right, man, Brandon, thank you so much for being on the show. I have a couple of little quick hitter to wrap up the show. I got a couple of quick hitter questions I like asking all of our guests. So without further ado, don't think too hard on it. You ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll. Let's go.
All right, man. Favorite question to ask everybody, man. If you have a meat Rushmore for all barbecue or cooking, and for you specifically, who is on that mountain?
Oh gosh, the meats is what you're looking for?
No, for barbecue in the realm of barbecue or
oh, you're looking for actual people.
People, yeah, on the meat Rushmore.
Oh, gosh,
it's a playoff Mount Rushmore. I was trying to be cute.
Oh my gosh, that's a tough question.
Give me your top four, man.
Okay, I mean, I got to go Heath Riles, number one. I mean, I happened to luck into being on his team, so and he did that. So Heath Riles number one. Man, I'm a big Tuffy Stone fan. He's a big Weber kettle guy. He's a Weber ambassador, and I've been watching him for a long, long time. Gosh, you're putting me on the spot, and I love all these people. So you're going to go to, and this is a whole different realm of things, but you want to go to Snow's, and I'm going to say the 80-year-old pitmaster Tootsie that you're going to meet. She's been there forever. That's why you're going to Snow's. She's an icon in Texas barbecue. And let's see here. My last one. You know, I didn't get a chance to meet this guy, but I saw Myron Mixon at Memphis in May, and that's watching barbecue pitmasters back in the day. That might be a cliche answer, but like he was OG before you had YouTube videos and TikTok pages, and that's kind of where you saw how these guys did it. And so I just named two people off barbecue pitmasters now that I just thought of, but it just mattered. That's before you had to have your granddaddy showing you all the tips and tricks. And so that's just kind of the people that came to mind. So I'll probably think of somebody else after we hang up tonight, but hey, there you go.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's a solid four, man, for sure. I mean, barbecue pitmasters was the Chris Moneymaker effect when it comes to Texas Hold'em. It kicked off the barbecue revolution, especially in competition. So definitely respect. Not bad answer at all.
Can you imagine if I didn't have Heath Riles on that list?
Yeah, especially when you're wearing a shirt. That would be funny. That would have been funny. That's funny. All right, man. Next question. At a barbecue contest, you win a championship. What's your walk-up song?
Well, back in the day, I would have old Big X the Plug, Texas playing the clean version, of course.
Of course. All right, Big X the Plug. That's all right. That's cool. I respect that. All right, man. At a barbecue cookout or barbecue competition, what is one thing you always have to have with you and you cannot say a thermometer?
One thing I always have to have with me, I would say a heat glove.
A heat glove?
Yeah. without a doubt.
Solid. All right, man. Give me this is always, I love doing this to you boys. Texas, known for wonderful barbecue restaurants, like we mentioned before. Give me 2 barbecue restaurants that are the best of the best in Texas, and then give me one that's overrated.
Oh my gosh. Man, I mean, you're gonna make me name Slaughters again because we're luckily right here in Texas and right here in my backyard, like 10 minutes from my house. So I'm gonna go with that again. Mentioned him a few times. Man, an overrated. Oh gosh. You're gonna make me call somebody out. An overrated restaurant. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I'm a banker, a community banker, and I play nice, and I make loans to people that like all different kinds of barbecue. So I can't do that. I can't be a hater, man.
You can't do that to people, man.
But no,
We're talking my show. I can do this.
Hey, the way I roll, if it's awesome, I'll tell everybody, and if it's not, I won't say anything to anybody because I get it. I've been on the receiving end of unfair feedback or whatever before, so I'm pretty gentle on those I'm pretty opinionated on things, but publicly I try to not do those things. So I'm a wuss on those ways.
That's fair. All right, I had to do it, man. Soften the clicks.
Some people just go right after it, I'm sure.
I know, I have, and I love those. Those are my favorite. Those are the favorite. They're the best. No, I'm kidding. All right, last question. Another question I love asking all my buddies from Texas. It's a true or false, so you have to answer. You can't deny on this one. Step away from this one. True or false? Texas chili is nothing more than glorified sloppy joes.
Well, obviously, beans don't belong in chili under any circumstance. So that would be a false statement. And if you put beans in your chili, it's bean soup.
No, highly disagree, man. Nothing different than Texas chili and sloppy joes. It's all the same. But awesome, man. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for coming on the show, dude. I appreciate you having your little friend there to color add a little color to our show. Is it he or she?
She. That's Rosie.
She's a sweet girl. She's been a good dog. I appreciate it. Rosie. You make us all look good. I appreciate it. But man, thank you so much for coming on the show. Man, it was a pleasure meeting you in Memphis. You're a saint and a scholar, and I love having a conversation with you about your barbecue journey, and obviously got some great tips and tricks to go and take back and use on my Weber kettle I have. But this is the time of show where I want to give you a minute to give some shout outs to your sponsors and kind of let people know where to find you and watch your content.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm Brandon Williams, go by Weber Ninja on the social channels. So on Instagram, Weber_Ninja, TikTok, Weber_Ninja, and then the same thing on Facebook. So sponsors, I've been on the Heath Riles barbecue team for several years, be on the B&B Charcoal Pitmaster team, and then I'm also on the Poncho and Lefty team as well. And so anyway, it's an absolute pleasure to chat with you guys and chat barbecue. We could be doing a lot worse things than drinking a bourbon and talking steaks and barbecue on a Monday night. So I appreciate the opportunity. Awesome getting to know you in Memphis, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to meet you and chat tonight.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, man, and good luck with everything. I look forward to seeing some of the videos you got posting, man.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Do a good chili video. Just make sure you have some beans. All right.
No chance. Later, man.
Later.
Man, these Texas guys, I want to teach them how to do chili one of these days.
One day. I tell you what, you were out there just killing it today. Awesome show, dude.
Oh, man, it makes it easy, man. I got MJ, man. I'm just Scottie Pippen over here. You know, y'all make it easy layups, man. It's great. We have a great guest and obviously a wonderful co-host. You're a little quiet tonight, Keaton, man. You got to intervene and don't let me do all the talking, my friend. Everybody's here to see you. I'm just like the song and dance man behind the scenes.
Stop it! You're making me blush.
I thought you were just sweating in that no AC.
Oh yeah, I'm over here sweating it up. Let's not talk about that.
Over here glistening, man. Hey, before we go tonight, guys, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors because we cannot do anything without these guys. Shout out to Barbecue Bus. Check out Barbecue Bus for all your barbecue injection needs. So the Peep Show, it's a game changer. beef show, and pork show. Man, they are delicious. And of course, shout out to Smoky Woods Barbecue. Shout out, thank you, Smoky Woods Barbecue. Check out Smoky Woods for all your barbecue charcoal and fuel needs. Obviously, another thing I want to bring out tonight, guys, before I let y'all go, if you didn't know, on the pod, on the post we posted, we're gonna do a new thing, a new segment starting next week on the show. At the end of the show, right about now, we're gonna do David Letterman style. We're gonna start doing the top 10 trolls of the week. So, man, scour the internet, scour the interwebs, and find some funny troll comments you see on people's barbecue posts. I know you have to look really hard, like on the page below you. They're everywhere. So definitely take a screenshot, send it to us. We will black out the name and post it on here on top 10. And if your comment is the top number 1 comment of the night, you will receive something. So we will give you a shout out and you will receive a little happy from us here at Right On Cue Podcast. I think it's gonna be fun, man. I'm looking forward to these trolls. I've already gotten a bunch of awesome ones in our inbox. So
I've been reading through them and I'm losing my mind.
It's Alonzo just sent me a really funny one I want to send you. But guys, thank you so much, man. That's our show tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with us. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and I appreciate that. Hova. We appreciate you guys, and we love y'all. If you like what you heard tonight and like what you see and how pretty we are, make sure you give us a like, follow, subscribe, share. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your kids. We love everybody. But we love you guys, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you next Monday, man. Another fun episode. So, as always, when it comes to barbecue, make sure you're always right on cue. See you guys.
That's all, folks.